Survivor News.
Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News.
Survivor News. Survivor News.
Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News.
What's going on? And welcome back to Survivor News, covering Survivor Season 49, Episode 7, your Survivor Hub of Survivor Recap. The baby boys are back yet again, giving you the content that you want and deserve. We're joined by the winner of Ghost Island, the first merge boots, which is important for this week's episode. Welcome back to the podcast, Wendell Holland.
Good one. And also, they were saying that your sound effects. Anyway, I'm gonna keep it cute. It's good to be back for the merge.
Yes. We could talk about the sound effects too, because I got some feedback in Dallas. But before we get there, the floor is not lava. We aren't in a circle. We're in a paradox. You might know him as the baby boy. That is Jack Atkins. 21 is his favorite number, but he's 25. He's a grown man. Jack, welcome back to the podcast.
Do I get a sound effect or not?
Oh, okay. Well,
Boink. Me when there's a good episode of Survivor.
I'm gonna get my own sound effect machine. There's got to be a sound effect app that I can download.
That was the one criticism that, like, yesterday in Dallas. Shout out to Dallas. We had a time. So many of the posse was coming up to me saying they love the sound effects. There were two people that said, I think you should let Wendell be in charge of the sound effects.
See? I'm gonna find it.
It sounded like a strong majority was liking what we're doing. So, Brice, I trust you with the sound effect. I mean, I guess, well, if we all had sound effects, it might be a little, I don't know if we'll be able to speak. It'll just be bonk.
But listen, okay. Next week, posse, I'll allow the baby boys. Y'all can let me know in the comments next week who I should allow the Covenants.
Oh, I'm working on it. I'm gonna find an app immediately, and I'm gonna have a little speaker next to the computer.
It's actually in your settings. I
was looking.
Yeah, well, maybe it's in this. Maybe you have to log into Joey's account and you'll have access to the settings. But Jack, we are back from Dallas, and Dallas did not disappoint. Everyone kept saying to us, like, is Dallas the new hub? I said, are we American Airlines? Okay, because they kept asking, is Dallas the new hub? They're so excited that we were here. There were a lot of amazing people. Wendell could talk about all the people that were there. I just want to talk about one particular person that was on Big Brother, that for the majority of the night, Jack, I felt like I had to get a SWAT. And I had to swat him off. Keanu was all over me like white on rice. I mean, I just was like, Keanu. Keanu said, I heard the britches get wet. I said, they're moist, okay? But Keanu was in the building, and he was absolutely amazing. Crowd favorite, my personal favorite. I don't think the TV does him justice. I think he looks a million quadrillion times better in person. My only thing is I thought I'd be looking up to him because he just looks so big on TV. But, I mean, him and Rome are about the same height. So it was like...
That's crazy.
Crazy.
He's never going to come to any of our... Hey, Keanu, I apologize on behalf of Brice for that comment. You are a foot taller than our boy Rome. That is crazy.
So he's 3 feet tall.
Brice, you do not invite a distinguished guest who takes time out of his day to your event and then jump on the pod and then call him short.
I didn't call him short. First of all,
his name is Rome.
This is a short King Stan podcast. Okay, we love a short king, but the
He's
Amazing
not
Race.
short.
Listen. The Amazing Race was in the building. Big Brother was in the building. We had Brooklyn from last season. We had Kat Dunn. We had Alex from this season. We had Bernie from last season. Bernie fit. Bernie was super strong. Dr. Maria. We had Michaela. We had Danny McCrae was in the building. We had Abraham. Oh, Jack.
Wow.
Let me tell you about Abraham. Eric Abraham.
That's my guy.
We love him. But Abraham does this every time, but Abraham has moved from having his phone on the side, because Abraham, you know how the phone on the side of your hip, he don't keep it there no more. He keeps it in his pocket. But also, shout out to Abraham. He had on a new fit, and when I saw him first, I said, Abraham. He said, Brice, I'm trying something new. You like it? I said, I love it. And it's so funny. And shout out to our good friend Ryan. Ryan got to see Wendell see Abraham. And Wendell said the exact same thing. Wendell was like, Abraham, the fit, Abraham had a new cut of the fit. Abraham just shaved his head. He had on his church steppers. He had on some slacks. Abraham looked good. Okay, so shout out to Abraham.
He had the crop the crop shirt.
What? Whoa.
Just the shirt was just like cut right at the waist. It's like what all the young kids is wearing. But Abraham looked good. But Abraham has this thing where Abraham got to get a photo. He just, his thing is he's like, let me get this photo before I get busy. And it's so funny because Wendell, I don't know what he was doing. He was wrapping up something as we were about to head over to the venue. Wendell's got like his book back on. He's like wrapping up stuff. And Abraham, I believe it might have been like Kat and Dr. Maria. Abraham's like, hey, Wendell, I gotta get this photo. Come take this photo. Abraham gonna get the photos. If you need somebody that's gonna take a photo at an event, it's Abraham. Shout out to Abraham.
I love Abraham. Shout out to him.
Yes. Am I missing anybody else? Because there was Philip from Deal or No Deal, who looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's getting ready to do a bodybuilding contest, and I mean, he had his titties out. He was swole. I mean, I just said, oh my God. And also, shout out to Mitch. Mitch don't miss. Mitch just ran the New York City Marathon, and I don't know, something about Mitch. Mitch had a little swag to him. Mitch always has a swag, but like Mitch was looking good yesterday. So we had a lot of people in Dallas for the Bryson 149, and that's just the end of the beginning, but the start of the middle, because the middle, then the end, because there's
Brice has I'm gonna interject. Brice has an obsession with making portions of the tour. This is the first leg, this is the second leg, this is the third leg. So I guess now we're at the end of the beginning of the middle of the beginning of the
Exactly.
So your numbers, guy.
This is like the first merge boot of the tour.
Jack, your numbers, guy. If we've got 11 stops, this isn't gambling because Jack doesn't gamble. But if we've got 11 stops,
yeah,
and we just completed our 5th stop, what if you were to make it a part 1 to part 2? Where will we be at in the tour?
I'd say you're right at the end of part 1. The beginning of the middle, which is the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
What was that?
Is Winnie over there with you? What was that?
I got a single sound effect so far.
That was the worst. You're off to a bad start.
Wait. It's not working anymore.
Okay. That's good.
Nice.
This is my sound effect.
I didn't touch anything. Audience, do we like when
it's a whoa.
We had a good thing going, and
But we're at the end of the middle and the middle of the beginning, and we will be in. Also, Trashy Annie was in the building. Trashy Annie put on an amazing performance. Okay. At this point, I think I might be a part of the Trashy Annie band because Trashy Annie and I have a number. And if you have never seen it, well, guess what? You can see it next week. We will be in Chicago next week with a hoot toot and a loop of great friends coming with us. And it's a lot of surprise guests. And so Chicago always Chicago's. But listen, there are a limited amount of tickets left. And so I don't think you want to miss this Chicago. So you click the link in the Brice and Win Present Instagram or Twitter and come along the journey with us. After Chicago, we'll be in Denver, Colorado, that is. And from there, we also are doing our special Sixers night on November 5th, the night before our Brice and Win watch party on the 26th. And that's going to be an epic time. Tyrese Maxey, get out my DMs. I'm going to see you on the 25th. From there, our baby boy Ozzy next week will be in Atlanta, and Atlanta is showing out. There are a limited number of tickets left for Atlanta. So, Wendell, what should Atlanta, if you are in the ATL area, what should you be doing?
You should be getting your tickets. Atlanta. Your boy Ozzy's coming, and he's got friends coming, and he's got, Ozzy's got some. You know what, Brice? I think we might release some names sometime soon for Atlanta.
Okay, so stay tuned. Ozzy got so excited for doing the Brice and Win Tour 49. He got a new leg. He got new legs. He just had surgery. He's recovering from his new leg surgery because he wants to run around the country with us. He'll also be in New York November 19th. So tickets are available. And then that's just not it. The Squid Game just released the challenge season 2. And some of our friends are going to be having an event in Philadelphia. And I say some, and I'm using that very lightly because when I say some, I mean like 1,000,007 of our Squid Game friends are coming to the great city of Philadelphia at the Fringe Bar, which is right around the corner from the Gas Lamp Hotel. Tickets are available. It's a lot of things shaking and cooking and shaking. But one thing that is definitely baking. Okay, I just got home from Denver, and guess what was the first thing I did, Jackery?
From Denver?
You were in Denver?
What was the first thing you did?
I had to turn my crock pot off and let the steam from the sage roast bask in the air because it's some things shaking and cooking on season 49. Now, mind you, here I go again, another hot take. Did a lot happen on this episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm asking the people.
Yeah, I feel like you were gonna say no, but I feel like a lot of things happened.
A lot of things happened. The crock pot is still crocking and potting. Not a lot happened, but enough happened to feed us, and I'm excited. But there's just like so much has happened. I have 3 questions I really want to talk about, but I mean, I'm gonna just.
No, let's start. I feel like a lot happened, but if you don't, if you only got a couple things on your mind, I feel like we should start with that.
No, I'm gonna fall in line, Jackery. You take us through.
Well,
take me through there.
Brice, I'm gonna take it over to you. What do you want to talk about first?
So, I mean, it's just more of a question, and I guess I don't have to go into detail. But if you want to win Survivor, is it better to play from the majority or the minority?
Wendell?
If you want to win, you want to be in the majority. But you don't necessarily want to be in the bottom of the majority if that's the direction you're going. But go on.
I'm talking about new era. Because I feel like there is something of we see these majority alliances, they tend to collapse. And sometimes when you are playing from the bottom, shout out to my bottoms, put your bottoms up, okay? Because I am in the bottoms up a lot. Can I get that Coke? Can I get that margarita around the truck? Can I get around the rum tray? I mean, just like Trey, I would.
A bottle of rosé.
Okay, I'm gonna. But anyway, we putting a pause on Nikki right now because she needs to be in timeout. But we could talk about that later. And it's always been Lil Kim for me. But
Brice
yeah.
is on one today, Jack. Clearly,
I like it. I gotta get my energy up, so I'm like, just start get it. Yeah. Brice, I see where you're going. Can you take us there?
You want me to take you through there?
To whatever you're
take you through there. So okay.
Yeah, sure.
We're just diving. Sorry. I'm so jarring. We see
Brice got a whole new dictionary today, Jack.
He always brings out some new words, but I think the success rate's been higher and higher with them all. So
thank you. So Sage and Jawan. We see in this episode where Sophie B and Alex get together and they like, hey, yo, we the swing vote. Let's like, what you want to do? You want to go with the Yuli or you want to go with the what's the other tribe? Hina. And so we know Sophie B is like, well, hey, Alex, you know, I think the red would serve us better. And Alex is like, well, I actually think the yellow would serve us better. But in reality, the true swing votes here are Sage and Jawan. And they kind of they're calling the shots here. Like Sage, it's General Sage. And I love it. But I am scared after what has happened. It seems that like Sage and Jawan have shifted from the minority position. They've swung the pendulum, and now it looks like they're in the they were in the minority. Now they swung the pendulum to the minority, and that kind of scares me. And I asked the question, like, in order to win Survivor or to play an advantageous, hungry Survivor game in the new era, it seems that sometimes when you are playing from the bottom, you shuck and jive a little bit better. And so I'm just nervous for a Sage and Jawan who have swung their pendulum from the minority to the majority. I'm worried for them now.
I hear you because like we said a lot of times, especially in the new era, it's to me, I get what you're saying. It's less of a majority minority thing. And it's more that Sage and Jawan they've now risen up to the kind of the tippity top. They've exposed their heads a little bit. That they made this move. It's going to come back and get traced them. We know Savannah's not going to be happy. We know Rizzo's not going to be very happy. And that Rizzo, Sophie B, Savannah crew is definitely a dangerous crew. And then all the Hina are going to, maybe throw a little of the attention over to Sage and Jawan, although I do feel like they've gotten in with that group pretty good too. But yeah, I hear you. It's less of a majority minority thing because obviously you would like to be in the majority, but it's kind of like, how do you get there? And making a big swing right now. I mean, I did love it from Sage and Jawan. I thought it was the right move, but they're now going from low profile to, big movers and shakers. So it could be dangerous for them.
We are all over the place, but you just said they made the right move. I actually beg to differ. I actually think they made the wrong move. In my opinion, they didn't listen to Sage. Sage said, hey, listen, it's this big old shark in the ocean called Savannah, and she looks mighty pretty. She looks absolutely fun. She looks like you could bring her home and put her in your fish tank, but she's a people eater.
Yeah.
They were like, well, Nate is the easier vote. And I'm not sure if it was Jawan or Sage that said, like, hey, like, once we make this move, like, y'all know where our hands are. We don't have the disguise. We can't operate in the disguise. We can't operate like, hey, we'll vote for you. And so, like, taking out Nate was absolutely a safe vote. But, baby, if you going to strike, You better take out that great white named Savannah. And so that's why I feel like it was a great move, but I feel like it was premature. And I feel like if you're going to make this move, baby, you better go after that 7,000-pound big white shark named Savannah. And I feel like because they didn't do it, baby, I'm scared of Savannah.
Well, I have a question, Brice. In these instances, you can go for a big great white shark, or you can go for a safe bet. Because if you miss that great white shark, they're going to eat you.
Oh. Maybe I'll miss. But yes, but here's my thing though. Like, now you've missed, and now Rizzo and Savannah are now going to be playing from the bottom feeder. And I feel like that gives them a lot more opportunity to move and shake. And so don't get me wrong. I'm screaming from the top of my lungs. I am so happy for Sage and Jawan to pull off this big move. But I'm, first of all, like, Nate is sitting at home like, how the hell did I get in it? Like, Nate's like, what the hell? Like, I get it. But the fan and me watching, I'm like, geez Louise, if you would have took out a Savannah, I feel like now what they say, in order to get rid of a snake, what do you got to suck? The head.
Brice, they don't say that. They don't. They say you cut off the head.
Oh, okay.
Yo, that's crazy. That's the crazy. Yo, you gotta. These Freudian slips are getting bad, Brice.
Oh,
crazy.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Matter of fact, no, you're crazy.
Okay. Now who says cut it off? Okay. They didn't cut Savannah's head off. And we know Savannah is the snake that got Jake out. Like, you gotta be careful. She's docile, but back her into a corner.
Yes, Brice, but think about Nate. This man was a huge threat. He was playing the game. And optics wise, if you're looking at it from the other tribe, you might not think that like this is a multiple headed snake that they're dealing with.
Oh, Jesus. Where is that?
Okay. What I'm saying is
I got a lot of work to do.
You should read up on the Hydra, Brice.
Oh. All I'm saying is
you like that.
Nate was a scary player out there. He was so poised. He was always talking to them. Now he didn't have. It looks like Sophie, Rizzo, and Savannah are like locked in. But it seemed like Nate was always talking with them and making decisions with them. And yeah, I think I think Nate was a good, safe choice for them.
Here's my thing to rebuttal you with that, right? You're right, Nate. I think we talked about it 2 episodes ago where I was like, how did I not see Nate? However, I feel like if they would have betrayed Nate's trust, I still feel like Nate is a mover and a shaker. Nate has always been anybody but a me. Jawan was his biggest fan the first day. Jawan was like, you two Marvel? I love Marvel. They out there talking Marvel. 2 seconds later, Nate like, yeah, that Jawan guy sus. Like, I feel like Nate could have still gone with the numbers. I don't feel like you could come back from a Savannah move on Savannah like this.
But Brice, now this is interesting because I think there's a lot of like options on both sides, and I think people were debating this a lot, and I see both sides. And when I said up top, Brice, that I love this move, it was more about just Jawan and Sage making a move and less about who they went for, because I do think there's things on both sides. But to your most recent point, Brice, now I kind of agree in one sense of like Rizzo and Savannah, it's a tight duo. It's the head of the snake. You want to cut that off. And so and while Joanne and Sage have the wool pulled over their eyes, it could be a good move to go for one of them. But at the same time, you're making this big move to shake up the whole game. I totally see why, if Nate is the safer option, you just take out the safer option and then you open up these options for you to maybe split the vote next time or whatever. But to your last point, Brice, I think that Nate being a mover and the shaker is the exact reason that you would want to get him out, because if you leave him in, he's going to be able to recalibrate his position and like reopen up options. So this new majority that Joanne and Sage have just made, it might get shaken up. Whereas I feel like if you leave a Rizzo and a Savannah and they have an idol, it might be like, okay, that's an obvious duo that is still working together that has an idol. So maybe now this vote at the 10, they have 7, maybe they split it 4-3, and then that's like your next vote. Whereas if they vote out Savannah and it's like, and then Nate's still there, it might be, and he's able to get back in the mix, it might make things a little bit trickier. Now, I still agree with some of what you're saying of like, it could have been the time to shoot at a Savannah or a Rizzo, because we know that they're dangerous players. But I also think Nate was a good option for, reasons that Wendell said, and just in general, just making it, if you're taking a big swing, sometimes the safer target is the best target because you're still shaking up the whole game.
And Brice, if you're saying Savannah was this, Savannah's that, what about Rizzo? The man was all those things with an idol and had an idol.
So, here's what I will say about RIZGOD. To this point, right? We haven't seen the Riz God, right? We've seen Rizzo. And so
we've seen Riz goof.
We've seen Rizzo. And so I feel like, again, what this move is going to do, I feel like this move has activated Riz. And so I think, again, why I say they should have got the head of Savannah, because that could have left the Riz God flustered. At this point, the Riz God still has his ammunition. He still has Savannah. He still has Sophie. And like now he has options. And now he is playing with his back against the wall. And that's dangerous. And so I'm with y'all. Yes, take out Nate. Play the safe vote. But I'm just saying, somebody that was... We are 7 episodes in. I am 4 episodes past my prime. So I don't know much. But what I'm saying is, as I'm watching the episode, and Sage is just like, hey, guys, I'm telling y'all, it's this shark named Savannah. They won't see it coming. And now I fear, when will we have the opportunity again? Because it's day 1. We see how Savannah works. So, this
is fair. Because they are definitely leaving someone in the game who is going to be the scrappiest, like if you're her being on the bottom of the totem pole, is going to be the scrappiest one there. And now maybe Nate is easier to work with, but also if you're going against Savannah, it's going to be a difficult challenge. So I totally hear what you're saying.
Let me add something. They just got hit in the jaw. They didn't get hit with a knockout blow. Nate's out of the game, but you still got Savannah, you got Riz, and you got Sophie. I remember when me and Dom got hit in the jaw, they took out Morgan when they could have taken out me or Dom. And that activated us. We learned everything we had to learn at that moment. Now, and we also like in the game, we started like thinking about how we can use what we have. And now you have Rizzo with this idol, and you have Sophie with a knowledge is power that she hasn't said anything to anyone. I think there might be a world where they now come together and she's like, yo, I got this. It's just the 3 of us. Let's make this happen now.
To be fair, though, now the only other idol Sophie knew about was MC's, and MC played it. So Sophie's knowledge is power. The only thing she could take is Rizzo's idol right now.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, you're right about that. What I'm saying is, she gonna get funky with that thing.
Right. I mean, the 3 of them do have a lot of ammunition. Those 3,
and they have a lot of connections. Don't forget, Sophie and Alex are still like, we don't see it a lot, but And we know Alex is now infiltrated with Steven, with Christina, with Sophie. Like, there's a lot of options. And I don't like, I just feel like next episode, Jawan gonna be sitting down. Savannah gonna say, Jawan, look at me. Jawan's gonna be like, yeah. Savannah gonna be like, here's my book bag. Go look for sticks. And Jawan's gonna be like, really? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Savannah still had, like, she's so crafty. I could see her being able to mend fences. And we haven't seen Jawan play from a power position before. And so now he might be thinking, like, okay, now I'm in control. Like, I just feel like it just leaves a lot of variables. And I'm excited. But now I'm just like, how do y'all let this big old great white shark named Savannah here? Like, now it's like, now I'm like, now what is she going to do? What is Riz going to do? I'm even more curious to see what Sophie B going to do, because Sophie B has told us, hey, I'm with Alex and Savannah right now. What is Sophie B jump shit? Like, I don't know. It's just a lot of interesting things that can happen.
Agree. And that's what I thought was interesting about the vote, is that I do think there's cases for really voting for Savannah or Nate or whatever. I also think there's a world where, you know, at first I was kind of thinking it could make sense for Sage and Jawan to keep it going with Uli for one more vote just to get the numbers down a little bit. And then they flip, and then they still have they would still have the majority, but just like a group with fewer numbers left. But I think when it comes down to, like, Sophie wins immunity, MC has an idol, and then the target is Steven, who's, you know, obviously the bottoms up alliance. Now I do agree, like, that was you don't want to just let Steven go for that purpose. He's kind of your key to flipping over with Hina. So no, I thought it was great. I mean, you all were doubting last week with Jawan being able to pull the trigger, and he did it. But I am curious now that he's made this big move, how is he going to react from there? Yeah, it's also, again, it's interesting knowing who's on 50, because we kind of know. I don't like it, and it just kind of is what it is, and I don't even want to harp on it too much because I feel like my thoughts about it could affect other people's view of the game. But it's like last night we kind of knew who wasn't going home. You know what I mean? And that could be the case for at least the next few episodes. But in that same way, I'm kind of excited because we know the position they're in. So I'm curious to see how they maneuver in that spot.
And even
something's
more
gonna happen.
with Uncle Jay saying that. Like, I almost thought that was a little weird with Uncle Jay being like,
yeah, what do we think about that? That was like a unique thing.
Caston was like, hey, Jeff, we got some people for 50, but like, you're not all panning out. See what you could do with them people out there. And I find it interesting, right? Like, to know that Jeff said that and to see where some of the people's games are at. Like, now it's like, I want to watch to see, are people now playing to win? Are people now playing for the audience? Or are people playing for 50? And so I feel like it's interesting to see what happens now, because everyone is thinking it. And if Jeff says that to you while you're out there, there has to be something in your mind like, wow, I could really be on 50.
I want to say, and we saw a huge move this time, a huge flip.
Oh.
You know, and I want to say, I want to publicly apologize to Jawan, because I thought that he wasn't going to make a big move. I thought he was going to ride this thing until they pick him off. So first and foremost, I love watching Jawan. Like, everything that, like, the silly stuff, everything he's done is hilarious. Everything that comes out of his mouth is hilarious. But yeah, I thought he was going to ride to the end. He made a big move this time. We'll see how that does for him. But also, I want to talk about him in Tribal Council. I think, like, I just think he's really feeling himself. He looked real confident. And, like, I don't love that kind of gameplay. Like, when you know you're about to make a big move, like, you could see this big move oozing out of my man. Like, and even the stuff he was saying, like horror movie, and I was just like, and like his look and his laughs and stuff, I'm just like, yo, it's written all over your face that you're about to do something to them, or that you're about to do something. That's all. We've seen him before in Tribal Council not even know how to answer a question.
Fair.
Yeah, but also, again, we've assumed that he's been at the bottom of the Red Alliance, even though he's been diehard Red. One would give that how much he was oozing with the power, this tribal, that he probably felt that he was at the bottom. So I agree, like he was doing a little confident, but also I've I've been to a tribal council, and I do know that sometimes
Sorry, I was slow with that one.
a little delayed, work on the timing, but yeah, I've been to a tribal council. I have seen what it looks like. I've lit my torch, and sometimes when Uncle Jay asks you questions, you get it's hard for you to control your emotion, or it's hard for you to. So I'm a give that to Jawan. I don't need to apologize to Jawan because I've always seen it in him, and I've been rooting for him this whole time. So I'm excited that he is in a power position, but I am now worried to see what and where it can take. But I do want to ask a question. We see this immunity challenge, or this individual immunity challenge, which I thought was great. I thought was fun. It was like a lot of different encompassing a lot of different things. Then we go into the also wait, time out. Oh my God, what am I doing? 10-9-8-7-6-5-4-3-2-1. Can we take a moment to give it up? Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, production, for getting rid of Mergatory. Thank you for having everybody that's on the beach, whoever goes home, is on the jury. Thank you. That was huge for me. I loved it. So listen.
Yeah.
I don't think they're getting rid of it. I think it was a thing with Jake going home early.
Whatever the case is, it was an easy watch. I loved it. We were in Dallas.
Yeah.
Shout out to the posse members, because I was asking the posse members. I'm like, wait, is it Mergatory? I'm running around the bar trying to get away from Keanu. Just leaving a puddle. Just leaving a puddle all over Sambuca. I'm sorry to the man that had to clean up after me, but I'm running, slipping and sliding through Sambuca like I could not believe that it was just you're merged, drop your buffs. Yeah. Drop your buffs. Whoever gets voted out tonight is on the jury. I absolutely loved it, was excited. Thank you, Uncle Jay.
Agree. I kind of still wish they all just got like a merge feast and then straight individual immunity challenge, but it was definitely an improvement. So I was happy with that for sure. Did not mind it. And I guess there's a case to be made to have this 2-part merge challenge where there's a team challenge and then individual. Maybe that adds a little bit of makes it a little bit bigger for the merge, but I still miss they just get to the beach and they'd all chow down on some Outback, but we can't have it all. Outback might be out of the budget now, but I agree, Brice. That was great. That was definitely great.
I was so excited. But then we got to this challenge. We see Sophie and Steven duking it out. Now, my question to you is, later on in the episode, I love Steven. Steven's like, you don't have to tell me. I did the math. If MC has an idol, if Riz has an idol, and Sophie's safe, I'm the next to go. Now, my question to you is, did Steven go too hard in the immunity challenge? Like, is there, because now, you know how everyone, they look for a reason for anybody. And now, moving forward, if anytime you need to bring Steven's name up, now you could be like, you saw what he did in that first challenge. He almost killed it. Or is that just the price that you pay and it's like you just go hard?
Bro, if he knew you're on the chopping block, you better go hard.
Yeah, you don't know if you're going to be second. Obviously, if he wins, then it's like, well, here's the thing. by the next challenge, there's going to be other people who do well, and then they're also going to be like, well, Sophie might be vulnerable now, and she won the immunity challenge. Now, I am of the mindset, I don't think that I would really, and now it's easier to say from at home than when you're actually out there and like immunity's on the line.
Where?
You might be in
From
danger.
where?
From home, from the couch. But I do kind of agree with you, Brice, where if you win the first one, now people are going to be like, well, they won the first one, but you can't really go win the next one because then it's like, well, now they won the first two. So you won the first one, you kind of got to throw a few. And then it's just, but you got like that reputation already that you won the first, it's, to me, I'd rather not really win unless I feel like I have to. And then you kind of could go on, then you save that, get out some other physical threats, and maybe you can go on a run from like the final 7 onwards. But, that's easier.
You're that confident, Jack?
Well, I also think in terms, I will say,
have to.
This is very personalized. This varies probably based on an individual and their strengths, but these like balance challenges, not my strength. I'd almost just fall off immediately and be like, I can't balance at all, because that's a lot of the early immunities. But later on, when it's like an obstacle course and a puzzle, like that's more my strong suit. So I think later on, I'd be better in the challenges than early on. So it's basically, it wouldn't really be an issue for me because I wouldn't win this challenge anyways. But, I think you do have to, because we saw like Kyle in 47, he won like the first 3. And then as soon as he's not safe, it's like, well, we just have to get him out,
Right.
So it can be a slippery slope where you win one, you might feel like you got to win the next one because now there's a target. It's just kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. But no, I think Steven was fine. Like you got to try the first one, especially if you are in the Hina position. Like,
I just asking because I was just like, would it have mattered if he was the first out? Like, would his name would probably still have come up, so it wouldn't have mattered. Okay.
Yeah, the only other option would have been Christina, and we didn't really see much of Christina at all. Even like in the Hina strategizing, she wasn't super. I mean, I'm sure she was in the mix. Like, I'm sure out there she was in the mix, like making these moves with Hina and with Jawan and with Sage, but we didn't see her name really come up. We didn't see her bringing up a ton of names.
We didn't, but when that puzzle was puzzling and just that you had to push it in, baby, Christina said, I gotta use what I got to get what I want. Christina said, bump, 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 bump. She was using everything to put the puzzle pieces in. When I tell y'all, Christina is always going to deliver for me in the episode. Just said, you gotta push him in. Christina was like, I'm trying. Christina said, you know what? Bop, 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 bop. Okay, and it went in. Okay, I ain't mad, Christina. I see you, sis.
Yeah, no, she killed that puzzle. And even Nate, I think she was partnering with Nate. He was struggling a little bit, like getting the pieces in, and she came through and just bang, like where she got it. Yeah, and then the reward was more of a charcuterie situation, right? Sorry, did I lag a little bit there? But
you're not. You can't lag if you're laggy. No. Shout out to Sage. I'm so full I could fart.
She said I'm about to toot, but the thing is, she also went on her Instagram story.
Oh.
And she said that was not the toot.
They got sound effects.
They added a sound effect.
Wow.
So Survivor News starts using sound effects.
Now all of a sudden.
The first time ever.
Okay, Uncle Jay.
They dubbed that fart.
Now, mind you.
That's what Sage posted for our audio listeners.
Now, do we believe her, or have you, or is it in South Africa? We in the bathroom and you a little embarrassed type of thing.
I feel like Sage would be like, they dubbed that fart. Mine was actually louder, and they had to bring it down a notch.
Have y'all ever seen? You're good at everything, Jack. But have you seen those trends where like you take a lighter and you like pass gas. Like, does that actually work?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen that, Wendell?
Yeah,
I've seen it. I don't know if that really works.
that's almost like a cartoon thing too, where they'll like, and then they'll like. I think if you do it and you do it with like a spray bottle or something, you like it like
Aerosol.
Yeah, and your fart like pushes the aerosol, and then it looks like maybe that's what it is.
So your fart really has like gas in it.
Yeah, well, it's also like just like a force, like it like is pushing the air.
Yeah, but like if you light a lighter, like it would need to have something that's combustible.
Well, yeah, I think I think that's why you would need like aerosol or something.
But no, the aerosol, you've done the
You're not to get to your I don't think your fart itself is gonna light on fire. That would seem like a hazard.
I don't know.
If you're working in like the engine of the train and you fart, it's all over. Like,
Oopsies.
Have you ever Dutch oven, Jack?
maybe back in the day.
Wendeezy, have you ever Dutch ovened?
What's that?
When you put the cover over yourself and you flagellate.
Yourself?
Of it?
Wait, how else are you supposed to do a Dutch oven?
It's like a prank. You do it to someone else.
Yeah.
You're just doing it yourself. You're just like,
Wait, I'm being so serious. Wait, no. Wait, I thought a Dutch oven is when you do it to yourself, you put the blanket over you.
well, it's like, I guess the term could be yourself or other people, but it's like, I don't know what kind of freaky
He is a
type of
freak.
stuff you're on doing it to yourself. Just
You're a freak for that.
I thought that's how you smell your own.
Ooh, let me see. That's crazy.
I do frequently do that sometimes.
to yourself is.
I try to check my gut health.
Nah.
Well, I mean, like quickly, yeah, but I'm imagining you're like, you do it, and then you're like, ee, and you like pull the cup, and then you're just there for like a minute, just deep inhale.
Now you got bad breath.
You're like, I wish Keanu was here.
Oh.
Okay, you learn.
We got to move on from this topic of conversation.
Okay, wait, time out though. How do you Dutch oven somebody else? You just walk around with a blanket?
Like if you're
next to someone.
If you're in bed with like a significant other or something, then you do it, and then you're just like, I got you. No, I mean, I don't have a significant other, so I don't really be doing that. But that's in theory.
Well, the next time I'm over your house, Jack,
no,
come into your room with a blanket.
Bryce, don't try no pranks on tour. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I could do it.
Good.
Or okay. I wrap myself in the blanket. I turn the oven on, and then I throw
you
it.
like unleash it.
Dutch grenade.
Oh, Wendeezy. Oh, I'm going to grenade you.
Bryce, don't. I promise you, Bryce. I promise you. That'll be our last trip.
Oh, will it? Because
Yes.
Jack, I just was having lunch with Wendell the other day. We were having lunch, and I immediately turned to him. I said, "Are you passing gas?" Because it smelled disgusting. You know what Wendell's response was, Jack?
What?
You
can smell that. I've been letting them go all day.
What are you talking, Bryce? Bryce,
you didn't say that.
You're first of all, it was you, and second of all, you're grossing our listeners out right now. And Posse, I apologize for Bryce's, as he would say, flagellation.
Yeah, moving on from the toot talk. Can we talk about MC finding her advantage and Savannah
diving for it? How about that?
Oh, okay.
I really want to work with you though.
You want to fight MC for these keys? Of all the let me cover my eyes because
Savannah
Montana.
Uncle Janitor. Okay. Okay, because that Savannah Uncle Lucas, because you know we all got that Uncle Lucas that keep them keys on his hip, okay? That got them 1,000 keys. Janitor, landlord, store owner, car dealership worker. Girl, come here. What the hell was you going to do with them keys when you got them keys?
Yeah, it was bad all around.
She wanted them keys. She wanted the keys.
Girl. Now, mind you, this is why I love Savanitor. This is why I love Savanitor. Okay?
That's the name of the pod.
Savanitor. This is why I love her. Okay, girl, she is trying to make sure the kids have a clean lunchroom. She is trying to make sure the chalkboards are clean. But girl, I say this every week on the podcast. Like I said, I'm 4 episodes my senior. I don't know if I'm really built to be on Survivor because never in a million years, if I'm out there with you, Jack, okay, first of all, Savannah pulled right up on it. Savannah said, hey, girl, what you doing? MC said, looking for keys. Savannah said, you want some help? MC was like, bitch, not really. Okay, like that would have been the extent of it for me. I just would have been there to witness it. The fact that Savannah's mind said, yeah, they're back at camp. Jawan hasn't won a like that would have never crossed my mind.
It was a bad move, so it's a good thing that wouldn't have crossed your mind.
But is it though? Yeah.
I
don't. Okay.
That might have nuked Savannah's game to some extent. I mean, it's like, you know, even if you get the keys, like you said, what are you going to do with them? Now you've just made a big time enemy. You've just burned your relationship with MC over something that isn't really going to, over just stopping her from getting something, basically.
She would have, knowing Savannah, she would have bargained back with MC. Again, I would have been like, Savannah would have been like, listen, girl, let's go every other key. What can MC do at that point, right? Like, because MC need but again, y'all say bad move, I say janitor, but it just shows the level. Savannah is not out here playing with y'all little kids. Savannah is not out here playing with y'all parents. She's not out here playing with your grandparents. Like, Savannah is out here for one reason. And I think that is what that move showed me, that I was like, oh, wow, like, she's a great wife.
Well, from that standpoint, it was fantastic. It was like, hardly anyone is going to have the audacity to do that. And I love that Savannah did it. Was it a good move in my book? No, but I love that it happened. So good TV move for me.
Now,
and MC kept it so cool too. Like,
she did. But time out. You know, I love Kevin Lang, or what's Kevin's from last season?
Yeah.
Kevin Lang. Okay. Yeah. Now I love my baby boy Kevin, but Kevin, that's a dive. Okay. Savannah Doe. And I also love how Savannah even tried to flip it. Like, maybe I could use this as an olive branch to show her that I'll keep her secrets. I'm like, oh my God.
I just wanted to make sure we secured the keys for you.
And to pull up, like, what you doing? Like, I had to take a walk. Like,
It's going to be chaos next episode, seeing Savannah move from this position, and I'm very excited for it. So
I'm super excited because I feel like I said before, this is just day one of Savannah on the beach working with these other people. But again, I also feel like Savannah has troops. She's got people. She's got Riz. She's got Sophie B. Like, she's not alone. And so I'm excited. It's almost like when the Avengers unite. So I'm super excited because, again, like I said, we haven't really seen the Riz God. We've seen Riz. And so I am excited to see how he will play from his back against the wall. I think he's really going to turn it on.
yeah.
and you got people and this group, like it's three sharks. We know that Riz is a super fan. He got it in him. We have seen that Savannah is one of those,
and
and
Sophie.
Sophie has been through all of the fires on the island.
Yeah.
You got three people. This could be the three people that you don't want together.
Yeah, it's going to be dangerous. We gave so much credit to Juwan and Sage for this move. I also want to add a little credit, just not only like the move within this episode, but also the plan that they concocted with Steven as the bottoms up alliance to like frame Shannon. I mean, that was a really awesome example of like something from the pre-merge bleeding over to the merge. You know, when you have a small tribe like that, you can kind of create any story you want. Usually people aren't really going to question it. So I thought that was really cool that they were able to make that happen. And that really set up all the dominoes for what transpired this whole episode. So that I thought that was really interesting too.
I was nervous when they put so much emphasis on it. I'm like, oh my God, are they going to like fumble it? And my only critique, even though it seemed to work well, was like, why are y'all telling this to everybody? Like, I felt like, shouldn't you like take a walk with the red tribe? Like, that was my only thing where it's like, why are we having this whole conversation in front of everybody? That was my only thing. But again, it seemed to work. So I loved it.
I thought another direction they could have gone. They could have. Now, everything they did worked out super well. But I was thinking like you could say Steven played an idol and just make it seem like it still really is Uli versus Hina. And Juwan and Sage are still secretly on this plan, but in that case, it's like the Uli's gonna believe. Like you could be like, we never even flipped. Like she played an idol and voted out, or Steven played an idol and voted out Shannon.
Yeah. And we are putting a lot of emphasis on Sage, Sophie B, and Riz, but I also feel like there still is an Alex in the game. I feel like Alex is bad. He's just as battle tested as Sophie. I also feel like we have MC. MC has a lot of grit. I feel like we haven't gotten to see a lot of Christina. I feel like Christina's a fighter. I feel like Sophie. Like, I feel like we've seen the sharks, but I also feel like an octopus is something that is mystical and a scary creature. There is electric eels. There are killer whales. Like, there are a lot of other creatures out in the ocean besides just sharks. And so I feel like Alex, I'm curious to see how Alex will maneuver with this. I really want to see a conversation with like Alex and Savannah. I want to see how that will go. I'm curious about how.
I think Alex is in a really good spot. So
yeah.
Like no one's gonna look at him for a while, I feel like.
Yeah.
And
can I ask? So given the situation we just talked about with the bottoms up alliance creating this lie, I want to ask you guys, like, if you're not those people and they're giving you this information, you just hit the merge. I guess it could be the merge. It could be any other situation where when someone is giving you a story or some information that you really don't have a way of like verifying if it's true or not, do you feel like your best move is, do you do a little bit of digging? Do you, and like try to figure out more? Do you kind of just accept it as the truth and just move forward because like that's all you're ever really going to know? Do you kind of disregard everything they say and just treat it as fake news, I guess you could say? Like, I don't know if it's true or if it's not. I'm just going to like in one ear out the other and kind of make my own conclusion. Like, what's the best way to handle it to get this information, but also not like push too hard or be too skeptical I don't know. Obviously, it varies situation to situation, but I feel like this does happen occasionally. And what do you do?
I think the best option is to see how it's overall received. Right? Like if nobody's really asking questions, everybody's believing it, then it's like obviously I'm going to go with that. If I myself doubted it, I wouldn't rock the boat, Aaliyah. I would subtly
drop some seeds
and continuously ask questions. And I wouldn't do it. I would do that for my knowledge, in the sense of if I need to make a move on you, I want to be able to kind of like have a little note to say like, hey, I know Wendell said this, but like early on, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I wouldn't do it to like rock the boat. I would do it to kind of like, okay, are you really telling the truth? And if I do believe that there are infractions in that, and there comes a time that I need to make a move on you or put your name up, I would utilize that information to set your sail.
I think that's a good point. Like what you said about getting a pulse on like the group consensus. Like if everyone's like, yeah, that's what happened or whatever, and you're the one who's like, maybe it didn't, then you might look bad. But if some people are like, do we think that happened? Then it might not be bad to be like, well, I don't know. Like maybe it didn't.
Right.
So I think that's a really good point. Wendell, what do you kind of think about that?
I think what Brice said with the group consensus is important. It's like, all right, we ain't pushing this. That's what they said. But yeah, you check with them on an individual basis. You ask them and you feel how you feel about it. But you don't want to seem like you're
skeptical.
Right. And you're digging and digging, because then they're like, yo, something's up with homeboy.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's like if you feel, maybe you just try to get the stories from everyone individually. And like a lot of times if the stories don't quite add up, then maybe you say, okay, maybe someone else happened and just knowing that, I'm going to let that simmer for me real quick. Because then maybe it's like, if it doesn't add up, then maybe the new conclusion is like, maybe this is just a closer group now than what we think. And that doesn't have to be.
And then you wait an extra night and you see they flipped on you. Now you really know.
100%. 100%.
But what if they flip on you and you're home?
Well, you know, what can you do? They're more likely to flip on you though if you're the skeptical one. So you
right.
Yeah.
A quick question, idol wise. So we see Rizzo debating. First of all, also I felt like a fatal flaw in Rizzo's idol speech. But I do want to know, do we feel like MC made the right decision by playing her idol? I just want to know your thoughts on it. And do we feel like Rizzo made the right decision by not playing his idol? I also just want to point out, when Rizzo pulled out his idol and did the speech as if like he was going to play it, I felt like he slipped up on his words at the end, where he made it seem like he was going to play it. But then the last little bit, I don't know exactly what he said, but it was something to the effect of like, if I need to play it. I feel like when you pull them little idols out, you got to be like, or he was like, I don't know if I'm going home tonight. I'm like, when you're dangling
for someone else too.
Right. But I feel like when you are dangling this, you have to say, well, I'm not going home. It won't be me.
Well, we're so used to that.
But I think maybe his idea was that by kind of being uncertain with what it is, you kind of just like, disincentivizing other people, because it's like it might be me, or I might play it for Wendell, or I might play it for Brice, and then it's like, well, now I don't really know. I agree with you though, where when Rizzo's like, I am gonna play this tonight, if that's your bluff that you use at the final 11, like that bluff's not really gonna work again going forward. I mean, maybe it will because you still have it, but you lose a little bit of like just the value of your word when you're like, I'm gonna play it tonight, and then you don't. It's like, okay, so he's just kind of full of it. Whereas if you come through the first time, you're like, I'm playing this, then people might believe that a little bit more.
No, I think he bought himself 1.5 nights, just like how many wins Jeremy said that. Never mind. I think he bought himself 1.5 nights like this. I think he bought himself because you got yourself tonight. Then the next night it's like, geez, I don't know if he's going to play this on him or Savannah. So it's like you bought yourself more uncertainty. You bought yourself more. You know, and you're right, Jack. I think you only got that.
But did he buy himself tonight? Like he was already good tonight, you know?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. You're right.
But I hear you. To your question about MC, I'm not mad at it because we see so many people like go home with their idols. Obviously, she was with Savannah, Rizzo, and Sophie. And so she doesn't really know probably doesn't know the inner workings of this new. She doesn't know Jawan and Sage as well. She might not have full confidence they're going to flip. She would be a potential target. Also, everyone knows about this idol because of Savannah. So it's like, there's a chance she could play it and go find it and have a secret one for herself. And then also, I think with the merge vote specifically, all these new factors are coming together. It's like, let me secure my safety and see if the things that I believe are the things that I believe, because it might be completely wrong. Whereas other votes, it's like you've already kind of gauged the group dynamic. Things might obviously change, but it's like, here, this is going to set the trajectory for the rest of the game. If you stick around and you're safe and can just really see where the information is at, I think it's the merge vote, especially. I think is if you're gonna use an idol a little bit conservatively, a little bit extra safe with it. I think the merge vote's a good vote to do that, just to figure out what's the new dynamic.
Yeah, I'm just happy MC didn't play no games, right? Like she wasn't like, I'm not about to test whether or not, like, get rid of it. Time and time again, we have seen people go home with it. And so again, I was just like, MC has her head on correctly in this game. It ain't no point, get rid of it. I thought it was smart of her.
To the same point, it's like, in her shoes, it's either Jawan and Sage are with you and you are in the majority, and so you might not really need this idol for a while. Maybe there's going to be another chance to find it. If you're wrong and Jawan and Sage aren't with you, then there's probably like a 50-50 you're the target, so just might as well play it, right?
Yes. Yeah, and that's the thing. You don't have a track record determining if they're with you.
Yeah.
So you got to act with an abundance of caution.
So it's like, if you're maybe going home like 33% of the time, like, just play your idol. Why not? Yeah.
Says the guy who kept an idol in his pocket numerous tribals when I knew my name was getting written down.
There is a world, right? MC getting rid of this idol. Although her and Savannah had that weird thing, baby, it's looking like Savannah's going to need an MC, right? I think that there's a world
maybe
where y'all right, where MC
also
for a while.
Also, like, we can't. Obviously, this was not information that MC knew when she decided to play the idol. But given the fact that Sophie B has the knowledge is power, if MC kept it, I think there's a very, very high probability that Sophie B would steal that from her. So just getting rid of it, again, obviously MC doesn't know that that's like a factor. But in hindsight, Monday morning quarterbacking, as Brice likes to say, it works very well, because now it's not like they lose that option. If she, like I said, if she keeps it, I think there's a very good chance next tribal Sophie B steals it and they play two idols on themselves, like Sophie B, Rizzo, and Savannah. So in hindsight, it actually works out really well, I think.
How cutthroat do you think Sophie B is? She's told us, she's shown us. Do you think she would ever steal it from Riz?
I do. I think she's cutthroat. I think she would. I think it depends on, like, right now they're a trio at the bottom.
Right. Yeah, I'm not saying now.
Yeah. So, but it's like, if she steals it from Riz, I mean, like, if she knows she's the vote next time, it's like, okay, maybe she steals it from Rizzo, has to stay safe. Kind of just like what she has to do. I do think ideally they can come up with some plan where you could put both things to good use. And I think she would much rather use it to work with Savannah and Rizzo than just be like, yoink, like, I'm taking it from Rizzo. But I don't think anything's off limits for Sophie B.
Yeah,
which I love.
Is there a world where this idol that Riz was holding was a fake? That he made, and then he swings that to someone, and he got the real in the cut.
Well, maybe, but MC's idol looked fake.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the art budget's just a little bit.
Yeah,
they're cutting everything.
It's all for 50.
Yeah, you guys got cheese and crackers and friendship bracelets.
Like, Look at this idol I got. Is that
Probably makes it wait. Man, I'm surprised we haven't seen more fakes recently because you can make one you just find a couple beads from the tribe flag and you got yourself an idol.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Well, I mean, the season definitely is heating up, and I'm excited to see. Now, I said it last week. Now, I am for sure excited to see the fallout of this move and what happens next. And your baby boys will be here to break it all down for you. Anything else, gentlemen, before we close it on out?
No.
I feel like things are looking good for the rest of the season, so I'm excited about that. That's it. Oh, also, you guys shouted out the Squid Game party you guys are doing. I just finished binging the first 4 episodes of that season today. It is really good. It's really good. I was also able to go to the premiere that Netflix threw, which was a lot of fun. But
we saw
genuinely the first 4 episodes of this season were pretty insane. Shout out to our guy Mark Levy. He is prominent in it in a early on. So he was great. Genuinely, this is not me just because I went to the premiere, whatever. It was genuinely really good. The first 4 episodes are out. You gotta watch it. It was really good. So if you watch it and you like it, then you gotta show up to the Brice and Wayne event. So
absolutely. Shout out to our guy Manfred. I know he's had a couple of good lines. Also, shout out to Survivor Dallas that was in the building last night. They had a huge representation. They had I love these ORGs. We have a Survivor Philly, but Survivor Dallas, they had the producer, they had the director, they had the feet. Like I said, well, wait a minute.
Well, so is that's not to get caught up on that. It's a LRG then, a live one, right?
That's
when I'm only correcting because if it sounds like it's good, and so if people are interested, you should let them know it's a live game, which is more fun. So are you?
Dude.
What?
Dude.
My what?
God did. They ain't believing us. God did.
Okay.
Another one.
Hey.
Whatever.
Listeners, I apologize for that one. I know that was loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the jump scare.
I'm sorry.
It's a LRG.
Live as opposed to
Wendell, you please. I do not need for you to break their acronyms for me. Okay.
3 of us might need to get in another little live.
No, Jack, I'll never work with you again.
I'm the best ally you ever had, Brice.
Yeah, until you did me dirty.
I went home, so it was,
Let's get Bill to run it back in South Africa.
Listen,
wherever.
Let's go to New Zealand.
Sure.
Okay.
We might have to do separate. We might have to do some Squid Game coverage. Honestly, I might have to call up our good friend Dash Katz.
Oh, shout out to Dash. Yes.
And you guys got to watch. We can talk. We'll talk about that off the pod, but
get it popping. Well, listen, this has been your Survivor News covering Survivor Season 49, Episode 7. We'll be back next week covering Episode 8. We'll be in Chicago next week. Ozzy will be in Atlanta. Tickets are available. Click the link in the Brice and Win Present Instagram or Twitter bio, and we will see you very soon. Adios.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants.